Hey, welcome back to KMMA. I'm Andy O.
I'm Khalil Deal.
And we're going to be bringing you our final thoughts, predictions, and weigh-ins for UFC Mexico City tomorrow evening. And we're going to be starting off with Ronaldo Rodriguez against Kevin Borjas. So, real deal. Who do you got here between Rodriguez, who was the only one that missed weight actually on the whole card, against Kevin Borjas, the son here?
Yeah, seriously, yeah, it's crazy that he missed weight. Yeah, man, this is another guy that when he came out, the crowd went absolutely bonkers. They love this guy, and it was the same at the Sphere when Ronaldo Rodriguez came out. The crowd just loves this guy, man. So yeah, my first initial thoughts, body type here, Kevin Borjas, he looks good. He's in good shape. He's muscular, he's slim there, pretty built. Rodriguez a little bit thicker than him, but he's also in great shape as well. So physically, there's not really much of an advantage for anyone there. They both look pretty similar body type. Kevin Borjas, I think he's holding the Peruvian flag in his hand. I don't know why he didn't hold it up like everybody else holding up their flag. I don't know if he was ashamed to hold up his Peruvian flag or
When I first saw it, I thought it was a boxing glove. Like,
yeah,
I'll box out your face, and then I noticed it was his crumpled up flag.
yeah, it's his crumple up flag. Like, why aren't you supporting Peru here? Why aren't you representing? Is it because you're scared to get booed by the Mexicans? I don't know, but he just crumpled it up, kept it in his hand. I don't know what he was thinking there, but anyways, yeah, man, I got to go with Ronaldo Rodriguez, man. For the same reasons I talked about in the early predictions, just going to be the better guy, the better fighter. The guy's got very good skills with when it comes to striking and also when it comes to grappling. He's an all-around really good fighter. He's been killing it as of late. Especially that crazy win coming back from being getting practically beat up by Audie Osborne, and fucking overcoming adversity against him, coming back to win that fight, and winning it by unanimous decision fashion too. And also when he fought against Denise Bondar, looked absolutely incredible in that fight with that submission that he got with the rear naked choke. So he's been looking awesome. And again, Borjas has just been looking shitty. I mean, the fight against Joshua Van, where he was getting beaten the fuck up by Joshua Van with those body shots and got outboxed by him. And also when he got knocked out by Alessandro Costa, uh, you know, um, just not looking good there at all. And so he's lost his first two fights since he's come into the UFC. Ronaldo Rodriguez has won his first two fights coming into the UFC. I got to go with Rodriguez here. So I got Ronaldo Rodriguez to finish uh, the Peruvian Kevin Borjas, one of our boys, Javier's long lost kid over here.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I don't think this weight miss is gonna make much of a difference, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. I think Rodriguez is gonna win with his grappling in the end. I think he should just try to stay away from the boxing against Borjas if he can. But it doesn't mean he's a poor striker. I think he's in fact a more creative striker. But what ultimately will win in this fight is the better BJJ. I think it's possible that he catches Borjas in a sub, and the fact that he's more of a dog, as he's shown and as you alluded to. So yeah, there you go. So give me Rodriguez by decision or sub.
Okay, I think he finishes him off, man. Knockout or submission here for me. All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. All right, we got David Martinez against Simon Oliveira here.
Yeah, yeah. So Martinez here is still going to be my pick. I think, as always, you got to be careful with Oliveira's subs and his sub attempts. I'll say that right now. But one thing I did notice about Oliveira as well is you can weaken him with body shots. He appears not to like either defend them too well or take them too well, or kind of a combination of both. And the fact that Dave Martinez here is a better striker here with nice body shots should lead him to the win.
All right, well, yeah, man. David Martinez looks phenomenal, man. This guy's in great shape. Another guy here getting cheers from the crowd, looking good. He's going to be the younger guy, 26 years old. Simon Oliveira, 33. Um, as we can see in this picture, it looks like Simon Oliveira is the one that's a little bit taller than Martinez. I thought it was the other way around. Topology had Martinez being taller than Oliveira, but it's the opposite now. I'm looking at Oliveira is taller here. Both of them are in great shape. I think Oliveira is a little thicker. Is a little bit more thicker than Martinez, but I don't think that's going to make a difference because, like I said, uh, Simon Oliveira is just not really that good. Since he's been in the UFC, he's lost back-to-back fights. Tony Gravely and that vicious knockout by Daniel Marcos. Again, he's been out of the UFC. He hasn't fought in 2 years and 2 months. It's been absolutely a super long time since he's been in the cage. And Martinez just fought recently, 5 months ago, in the Dana White's Contender Series. So, like I said, I'm not worried about Martinez making his UFC debut. As far as I'm concerned, Oliveira is also making his UFC debut since he hasn't even beaten anybody in the UFC since he got in. So I'm not worried about that at all. I think David Martinez, being at home in his home crowd, I think he lands more shots. I think he's just going to be a little bit better. He's going to have. I think Oliveira is going to have a little bit of ring rust there, a little bit of. He's going to be a little bit rusty, not having fought for so long now on a big stage in Mexico, in front of the fans cheering for the opposite for Martinez. So yeah, I think it's going to be too much for Oliveira. And if Martinez fends off those takedowns and doesn't get sucked into a submission, he should win this one.
Yeah, unless Oliveira's been working like on his poor striking exclusively this whole time, I don't think the striking is going to be on the same level here.
Yeah, seriously, I like Martinez by knockout or decision here.
All right.
Okay, man. So yeah, we're in agreement with this one here. Let's move on up to the next fight here. All right, we got Chiwiwi Raul Rosas Jr. versus Vince Morales.
And am I the only one that doesn't know what that means?
That's
I don't
that's
even.
what he says when he wins. He goes, Chiwiwi.
Why does he say it? What is?
I don't know what it's about, but everybody goes crazy.
You know what? I don't even want to know what it is. It's just going to be one of those things, you know?
It's just funny and it's cool. It's his thing. Anyways, Raul Rosas Jr. by submission. Not much to say here. I don't care about Vince Morales. I don't think he's that good. I think he's a punk, actually. I think Raul Rosas Jr. is going to come out here, do what he does best, get this guy down to the ground, and get a submission. I'm calling a rear naked choke or an arm triangle. Vince Morales has already been submitted before. Well, actually, wait. Has he been submitted in his 9 losses? Yeah, he does have a few. He's been submitted twice. Yeah, I like Raul Rosas, man. He's coming off a 2-fight losing streak, Vince Morales. He's just not looking good at all since he's been in the UFC. And Raul Rosas Jr. has been just dominating in the UFC, except for that fight against that Christian Rodriguez that we talked about there. So, but other than him, and of course, Raul was making his UFC debut, and Christian Rodriguez, the guy only beats prospects. So now that he went over that hump, well, now he's been beating everybody. I like Raul Rosas by submission.
Yeah, give me Raul Rosas to get this to the ground sooner rather than later and just impose his will down there, be very strong, very solid, strong top pressure, maneuver himself on his back to get that Gillian or just, squeeze his head. The striking, too, just not there for Morales to make up for his lack of, I guess, strength down there on the ground. I think Morales is going to want to play on the ground because, he does know what he's doing down there, but Rosas' strength is just going to be too much, I think. So, yeah, give me Rosas by sub.
All right, we're in agreement with this one as well. Let's move on up to the next fight here. Ooh, this is going to be a banger of a fight. Kevin Gastelum against Joe Pyfer.
Okay, I just took this angle here because I wanted everyone to see Kevin Gastelum's little guy, getting about ready to pour out of his pants there. I was reading and to show just how much bigger Pyfer's going to be than Gastelum. Gastelum, I was reading something earlier that I guess people were joking around that Gastelum missed weight by 5 pounds. I don't think that's the case. Did he miss weight, Gastelum?
I didn't hear that he did.
Yeah, I read that everyone made weight except for Ronaldo there. So yeah, I don't like the looks of that. As I predicted, he's not going to make. He should be at welterweight, okay? He's not going to be making this middleweight weight looking all ripped and solid and putting on muscle. He's going to make this closer to this weight by looking at his midsection, by doing that, like to get there. It doesn't take away from the fact that Gastelum is a dog, and I think like mentally he'll come up to fight. He's not going to give up in there. But Pfeiffer, I think he's just going to be way too strong. Even if, as I said before, even if Gastelum can win the boxing, if they get into like a little boxing match in there, the few shots that Pfeiffer will find a home for will end up hurting Gastelum a lot more than Gastelum's punches will hurt Pfeiffer. After all, Pfeiffer has the strongest punch in the universe, stronger than Ngannou's there. So yeah, I think he's gonna be able to keep it standing if Gastelum tries for a takedown, and if it gets down there, I believe Pfeiffer's also live for a sub. So I think Pfeiffer actually finishes here. So give me knockout or sub for Pfeiffer.
Nice. I have knockout or sub for Pfeiffer as well. Yeah, I mean, this picture here, yeah, it doesn't do Gastelum any justice here with that little belly there. But as a matter of fact, I was actually surprised that Gastelum was actually a little bit in better shape than I've seen him
Oh,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think that it's just this angle and the way you have this picture doesn't look good. But if you see him just standing up straight, he actually doesn't look as bad. I've seen him in looking worse than this. I've seen him like
Uh,
looking
uh,
flabby.
no, I didn't try to do him any favors. No, sorry.
But like honestly, he actually looks a tiny bit better than he normally looks. Kevin Gastelum here. It looks like he made a tiny bit of an effort for this fight. And it's surprisingly the fans were cheering for him too. I don't know why they were booing Pfeiffer and cheering for this guy, but
Because he's Mexican of descent, I think.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's it, eh? But yeah, look, I'm going for Joe Pyfer. As you can see, he's towering over Gastelum. He's so much bigger, stronger, more muscular, more built. He's got abs. He's in crazy shape, Pyfer, and he's fucking strong as hell. His punches are gonna fucking hurt Gastelum, and he's got the grappling and wrestling. He's got submissions. I just can't see it. Gastelum in an interview said that he's gonna fight the classic Gastelum style, which is what I don't even really know what kind of a classic Gastelum style is. So I don't know. I like Pfeiffer to come out here, get the job done, and finish off Kevin Gastelum in a great in vicious fashion. I think he really comes out here and hurts him. All right, so it's going to be violent. Let's move on up to the next fight. Me and you agreeing with everything in the main card here. Now we got to this next one here with Manuel Torres against Drew Dober. And yeah, surprisingly enough, Manuel Torres looking really good, in great shape. He's much taller than Drew Dober. Drew Dober is also in great shape, a little thicker than Torres. Drew Dober with that stupid smile, he actually forced Torres to actually give a little grin there. But it's because Dober looks like a goofball here, as you can see. Yeah, I got to go with Torres. Dober's not taking this fight seriously, man. He's getting out here joking around, smiling, laughing. I don't think he's taking the fight seriously. No, I mean, the guy's he's good. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know how serious he's taking this fight. But Manuel Torres, he looks like he's the more serious guy. He's going to fight in his hometown here. I think he wants this win better. He's a he's a bad man. He's a finisher. I think he comes out here and finishes off Drew Dober here, man. I like Manuel Torres to get the finish. I say KO submission. The guy's only got one win by decision in his whole career. He's got 7 knockouts, 7 subs. KO submission for me for Torres.
Yeah, this is the closest fight to call for me on this card. I think I would be leaning even more with Torres if I thought that Dober's chin was more gone than it is. Because I still think he has a chin, and I still think he has a good one. It may not be
Oh
as
yeah, look at the chin right here in this
yeah,
picture.
there you go, and it may not be as indestructible as it was before, but it's still better than most guys, I would say, in the weight class. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with the hometown guy here to find that kill shot somewhere in where they just go balls to the wall and try to kill each other. Um, I think this is gonna be a very fun fight for as long as it lasts. But yeah, I'm going with Manuel Torres by knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
or
knockout.
sub, knockout or sub could be a
Yeah.
club type of thing.
Yeah, same here. Knockout submission. Be careful for Drew Dober, though. He could get a knockout too. He does have knockout power, so Torres has to be careful of Drew Dober's knockout power. All right, so let's move on to the main event of the evening, guys. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. We need you guys, man. You guys
Okay.
are going to help the channel get better.
And comment and stuff.
All
Uh,
right, so
yeah,
Brandon
so here,
Moreno against Steve Erceg.
yeah, so here we got Brandon Moreno coming to this fight, never having won a fight in Mexico City. So for all you stat people out there, yeah, he's only lost or had a draw in Mexico City in his fighting history. Now I'm not sure how many fights that is in all, but this is a fact. And I think it comes to an end tomorrow because, again, I've never been on the Steve Erceg hype train uh, since he got his first title shot there that he lost, and he lost his last fight by vicious knockout to Cara France, which I predicted as well. And while I did predict that Moreno's head might not be into it a couple fights ago, he came back with a good performance last time, and I think it's going to be hard to get Moreno out of the mood to come pump for this fight in Mexico City, man. He probably knows he never won a fight there as well, and he doesn't want to disappoint. And I think we got Steve Erceg here. He's going to be on a three-fight losing streak after this. I don't think he should get kicked out of the UFC because he's only lost to top-notch guys, but something to think about, you know. Ever since you give this guy a title shot, he loses, then his career looks to be going down the shitter. But yeah, give me Moreno, just better overall and for a decision win.
Yeah, man. I got to go with Brandon Moreno again. Like I said, Brandon Moreno knocking out Kai Kara France. Steve Erceg getting knocked out by Kai Kara France. Personally, I think Amir Albazi is better than Steve Erceg, and we saw that beautiful fight of Brandon Moreno against Amir Albazi, getting that unanimous decision over Amir Albazi. Brandon Moreno looked phenomenal in that fight, and I think Amir Albazi is fucking good, and I think he's slightly better than Steve Erceg, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
Steve Erceg is decent, but yeah, I think Brandon Moreno is out here. He is hungry. He's hyped, and he's in his hometown. He wants to get that win. Like you said, he hasn't won in Mexico City, so he definitely wants to win for the fans. He's got the flag out there, and he's giving that weird face there. I don't know what that face is about, but
It's the dopey Moreno face. Yeah.
you know, like he's like, yeah, whatever here, Erceg. Yeah, I think he beats Erceg here, and I'm calling a KO or decision for Brandon Moreno. Not much to say here. I think he gets the job done. Steve Erceg is good, but not at the level of Brandon Moreno. He's just fought the better guys, and just has more experience in the UFC altogether. So there you have it, folks. Our final thoughts, predictions, and face-offs for the main card. Coming up next, our official bets. Stay tuned. And guys, please like and subscribe. We need it. Peace out. Let's get it. KAMMA, baby.